Let's see what G2's response is going to be here, Dwayne. Final thoughts, final predictions. Who's taking it?
Well, I'm going to go VP, and for G2, I'm just hoping that we get a good start for them. They can't afford to be down in the dumps early because they've proved that on map 1 and on map 2, and it's not easy to come back from a scoreline deficit.
Well, I did predict G2 to win this series. I'm going to stick with my guns on this one, Dwayne, as well. Although I won't say entirely that VP have completely rattled my faith. They most certainly have done just that. G2 on the CT start. VP going to see some heavy aggression from them. 3 players down. Ram James trying to get out of dodge. He's got a utility. Gets 1 kill on the way out. Nico with a secondary frag, and they've got the bomb in their control. That's a huge play for G2.
Now, Nexus is just going to get pushed on by Buster. They know they need to create some opportunities if they want to try and get this bomb back. And even Nexus somehow stuck him behind Buster through the smoke.
Could flank in. The teams might think they're safe down here. Silent. Careful. Nexa continuing to press the issue. Kicker's done. This is going to be his kill. Easy as this for Nexa. Tap forward. P2K misses, but does come up with the kill in the end. He's missed a number of great sprays, so seeing him miss out on the pistol was pretty characteristic considering what we saw from the end of Mirage. Sanji and Buster, 2 players versus 4. CT to the crossfire locked on the bomb position. This should be a pistol for G2 unless VP go ham.
Yeah, I thought you might have cursed him for a little bit, but he gets the kill in the end. And with the bomb control with the time of where it is, this is a very difficult round for VP to recover. For G2, they can still play quite passive, establish this crossfire, and VP, they've got to get a move on.
Hunter just baiting off Nexus position. Back in that corner. They're going to take this bomb, they're going to run straight into the A site, surely, and Nexus will get a secondary kill, making it a triple against the headshot of Sanji. Neither T-side player was ready for that corner. And G2 will win an all-important pistol round to get a great start here on Vertigo. And I think a great start is what they need first and foremost.
VP have won a lot of pistol rounds over the course of this best-of-3 series. Now, when it comes to the round 2 break, so losing the pistol and actually winning the second, they've got the lowest win percentage out of any team in the Pro League. Now, for them on T-side, I don't know how much you can lean to it because they didn't get a bomb plant. You're not expecting them to force up in that second round. So because of that, they're going to Glock it out. They'll have a flash. They'll have something to work with.
Sprays forward, flashes in. Jax could get caught off. Sandy just as blind, however, as Jax is. Jax going to credit it with the kill. Kicker can respond. Amanet gets 2 frags in his own right. So a little bit of damage being done here by the T-side line of this Eco. If they can get a 3rd kill, that'll be everything. But nope, Nico quickly picks them all up and denies any opportunities for VP to do any more in that round. 2-0 to the start. Eco again from the T-side. So a rebuy will be secured here in round 3. AKs across the entire board.
I really am hoping for another big boy performance out of Nico because he's just been such a great player in this series. Plus 18 on the KD, 1.5 average rating over map 1 and map 2. No one has even posted an average rating over 1 across 2 maps in the series. Any other member on G2?
Whether that be a blessing or a curse, I'll leave that up to you to decide. Walks in out here for Sanji, up to the mid control alongside Yakinda. Nades on, doing a little bit of damage to Amanek here. Jax also taking a bit of damage of his own, right? It's falling away from VP as Sanji and Yakinda do take a little bit of HE damage. I think I'm trying to walk out towards this ramp default, expecting someone to be at the edge of the smoke. Nexus swings out with the SMG, with the Buster on the B site. Jax finally gets caught, so it's a 4v4.
Even after getting the early man advantage from the B stairs angle from Nexa, they still aggress out from ramp. That deals with Jax. Nico is waiting for them to start rounding the corner. He's going to get a little bit of support in terms of a rotation, but he kind of needs that help now. And Chame actually catches off Nexa.
Frag found the man advantage for VP. Amanek trying to trade it, so James falls quickly. Yakinda and Kicker know that he's out there. Crossfire eventually comes forward with the frag back, and Hunter is now the lone defender of the B site. Bursts forward, Flash keeps him blind. He's behind that pit position, continuing to tap and burst on towards his pre-fire angles, but not ready for the backstab of Sanji. Neither are VP ready for the backstab of Nico, but Kicker just looks back in time, catches that player off guard, and gets the first on the board for VP.
A very crispy round for VP and some of their duels. What I love is that once they get that kill out in the B stairs, they don't commit into the site straight away. They hold, they do build utility, they try to draw the attention from Hunter, and then Sanji just comes in from mid. They never expect that whatsoever. That's an easy kill onto Hunter. The boost even come up onto Banger for Kick It to deal with the last player. And for VP, a great start for them to get their first on the board.
quickly, resetting G2 as well. Of course, the main benefit of getting those ecos in early to get the guns out early as well means you've got extra firepower on the T side and you can reset G2 without the loss bonus to work from here. They're down to the eco, more of a force buy, really. A couple of players with a little bit of cash in the bank that could be utilized when the real gun round comes out, but for the most part, lack of cash across the CT board.
Well, you think, too, that to that anti-eco in the second round, they still had 2 deaths up against the Glocks. Slow walk out from mid. And if they go into B and Hunter's not expecting this, just could be an easy take. The Deagle's got to flick back over. Sanji and Yakinda do struggle a little bit, but eventually they start making their way onto B. They've already done a lot of damage onto Nexa, and this force buy is just falling apart quickly.
Very panicked Eagle shots coming into the CT defenders. Both of the last players spotted by Yakinda. Jax does do a bit of damage. Technically a dink onto Yakinda, but down to 93 points of health means that he's not really that worse off for it. Zamanek drops to the HE. Jax has got to drop out of the retake. Might get hunted by Jame, although the footsteps are being heard, so Jax is going to be able to evade that. As VP will get their second and quickly respond to G2, much like they have done with every pistol they've lost.
Jack's hoping to just a bit more exit damage, hope to take another player down with him. Gonna swing out from CT, great shot coming through onto Yakinda. Can he make it anymore? Can't, one more kill, nah, not gonna happen. Type the scoreline, and for G2, with that heavy expense coming into the last round, there's money to work with, but not enough for a buy. So we could potentially see a hero M4 if they wanted to go for something risky, but this should just be an eco, and for VP, this should be them taking the lead.
Again, a lot of very similar starts to these map-ups over the course of the series thus far.
No surprises.
No surprises, no. At least not yet. I think that'll change the map runs on, honestly. I don't think... I think that at this point, you've got to break out some tricks. The curveball was already thrown for Vertigo, so let's see if there are a few more up for both VP and G2. Stack in at the A site with the pistols out. Mac 10's mowing down everybody. 4 kills for Sanji and Yakinda between them. $2,400 of money bonus for those SMGs, and now they can take the bonus round in for the next gun buy of G2.
And looking at some of the other games as well, Forza and Sinners, that's going into map 3. OG getting a 2-0 win over Complexity. So you've still got a game here on B stream, but there's another one. I think Forza and Sinners is down on the C stream. So B and C still going ahead.
Congratulations to OG for going completely undefeated as well in the group stage.
5-0, yes.
Yeah, well done indeed. I think that might also confirm Forza as second place above Complexity. Not like it makes much of a difference here. It does mean that both teams are going to be in the round of 12 as opposed to the quarterfinals. Can G2 mirror image the result is the big question now. Buster out of the gate with the AK in against Nexa. What an adjustment to the headshot. Amanek does find the kill against Kicker, and Hunter finds Buster as well with a quick peek out of the AC box. So 4v3 for G2.
It's still quite a heavy bonus round for VP, and Yakinda actually gets that kill onto Jax. Now they can commit out to the B side. Nico dealing with Yakinda, deals with that lurk on A.
Hunter expecting the boost. He's looking over for the banger position, hoping that someone pokes their head up. Little does he know that Jame already is, but fall out of dodge. Footsteps are being heard, so information's being gained by G2. Mac 10 Sanji still finds the pick to a 2v2. Got to upgrade to a rifle, hopefully. I mean, they're going to need to do so against the likes of Amanek. The AWP is in position. Smoke to his angle. He can still see above it, though. That flashbang baits in the shot, and now should get VP into the site, at least in theory. I thought that was a collateral, but no. Jame, only player to fall, at least it's back to the man advantage, and the second player also being seen for VP. Sanji can get the bomb plant, but it's the retake that will be the concern.
How does he play it? Tap it, try and draw them into the open, or just try and get it down straight away. Nade onto the site goes out to default, so Sanji doesn't take a lot of damage from the HE.
Very unorthodox plant position there, very edge of the site, really. G2 have got to extend all the way out towards the stairs area. They put the nades on the default, thinking that Sanji had crossed out there. Trying to get to the run boost position, but we've got Nico swinging out pretty far wide at the scaffolding banger angle. Tap on the bomb, Amanek for one. Sanji's called their bluff. Leans up. Oh, smoke up there, spray through. He's got to get a kill on the man right now. Nico's going to hold off a covering fire. Kill for Sanji. Got a tap. He just gets it together. A tick to spare, 3 kills to his name, and another round clutched for Virtus.pro.
Oh, the youngster from Uzbekistan, what a round. That was really well played. To have the balls to not then show your card. As soon as that bomb gets tapped the first time, he doesn't spray, doesn't make noise. He's thinking to himself, oh, they might just tap it a second time. And rather than just committing to that fight, he gets off it, deals with Nico, back onto Amanek. That is a sensational played 1v2. Oh boy, I want to see more like that.
It could get a lot more like that, I think. G2 losing out on the gun round VP. Now putting them back down to Deagles once again to the half by max loss bonus available for them. This T side looking pretty golden so far. Kill found an Amanek. Start for your Kinder.
And what are we noticing again on map 1, map 2, and map 3 is just the slow starts in from G2. VP, it's working to their credit, it's working to their advantage, knowing they're only up against an Eco into round 7. Haven't seen a lot of ramp takes from them. It's been quite a fair emphasis over to the B side.
Wraps in from A for G2. Have Hunter and Jax out here. AWP shots masking the footsteps heard. There's 3 people here total. They've read the boost, however, and well, there's going to be a kill back for the AK. The Eagle tried to strike, and James got the AWP on lock. Jax stands alone. Backup is on the way from Nexa, but it is pretty slow with the rotations, and accounting for the idea that maybe there might be a B-site execution, not to be in this one. Kill found of the AK. Yakinda makes it a triple. VP, well, they have the A site and have the round.
I am enjoying this T side from VP. A lot of the times we do see at this sort of level just the cross smokes on A, 5-on-5 retakes, a lot of just ramp-centric defaults round after round after round, but we're seeing some variation. We're seeing out from B stairs, quite a lot of mid-walks and mid-lurk plays out from VP. They've got a nice playbook.
I mean, you speak about that default as if it only happens at Tier 1 when all the Tier 2 teams we do also play the ramp default, and that seems to be the only viable strategy. At least that's what it seems to be. But like you mentioned, variation in style of play from Virtus.pro. So it is a surprisingly entertaining T-side, and a T-side that G2 can't quite keep up with. 5th to the board is Virtus.pro. Have themselves another 3-round lead above G2 in this early game, but there are guns coming back in for the CT side, so you must imagine that there's a response in there somewhere. The question is where? In this round, the next round after that? Tactical pause for G2 to try and make it this round, if at all possible.
We have seen a massive lack of tactical timeouts from both teams over the course of this best of 3. They are very rarely used, and for G2, thinking to themselves, okay, we're going to get a buy together. How can we bounce back quickly? Kinder over on that T side, 137 ADR. He has been stepping up in a very big way. And for VP, it looks very solid. G2 getting that AWP out into Amanek, getting an AUG for Hunter. And maybe a little bit more aggression, fighting for some map control for G2 is what they need to equate themselves to.
First attack of the game called. Rifles abound from both sides. The AKs, AWPs, M4s, AUG, and AWP is standard. And Nico just looking for information on these players downstairs at elevator. I heard at least one set or maybe 2 steps of footsteps. Notice that they're also pretty heavily aggressed down here at the bottom of ramp. James backed up by U2. We've got Kicker leaning out quite fast, seeing nothing of the CT forces. Pretty passive defensive here from G2.
Yeah, not even putting nade stacks out for in terms of anti-rush nades to that ramp position. Amanek gonna get a slightly wider angle up to the at least alley entrance. Kicker, he's got a peek with a flash.
Great shot from Amanek. The flash gets turned away from. Very quick reactions from the big green of the CT side. Challenging on the big green of the T side as well. Virtus.pro losing Yakinda and everything. Nico chiming back 5-on-3. Virtus.pro not quite as ready for G2 in this particular round as the ramp default actually works out against them.
Sanji's just going to get sandwiched in from mid. Does get a nice shot onto Nico, but traded instantly. They can start getting a bit of a move on out for the B stairs, but they've got to deal with Hunter.
Buster getting out of dodge. Nexa gets dome. That's one way in. Hunter on quick rotations, flashbang in against the AUG, he gets flashed out. Swing in from Buster, not quite as good. James clutching this, catches him at the gap, bomb on his back. Losing very little HP as well to that particular phase, tapping it a second time. He's going to go hunting for Jax. 20 seconds. If he's going to go for this aggressive play, he's got to act pretty quickly. Nades onto Amanek, doing very little damage. The flashbang forward now goes to the default plant.
Yeah, they're not really looking to over-aggress. Finally, they're going to start making some noise, get quick up to the side, and Jax up close and personal lands that headshot, gets that defuse on for Amanek. And for G2, winning their third round, very good trades out from that mid position. The way they cross together, the way they're peeking in onto Sanji, they didn't really allow those individual peaks to come through for VP to just start working that man disadvantage scenario.
A rifle win for G2 to keep them from falling out of favor and falling out of control against Virtus.pro's T-side half. Damage was done to that CT side, though. A lot of casualties taken, so for Mars in for Nexa. The economy not quite stabilized here for G2. The same cannot be said for Virtus.pro. They have got plenty of cash, probably another buy in the table for them in round 10 to round 9. So again, out to the mid default for Yakinda and one other player. Sanji is in. James going to go ahead and join him with the AWP. Boost up against Hunter. Are they ready for this? Can Hunter adjust? Not even going for the boost. Yakinda just swings him, gets the shot in immediately.
And now they start speeding it up, trying to go quite quickly to the B side. They are taking a lot of damage off the Sanji. Only one player on B. Yakinda with another shot to Nico. Next is the last one left. B is completely open. Round is completely done.
Wow, what a take. Do lose Yakinda at least. Jax can get one trade back into this, but that's as far as it goes, I think, for G2. Orb and AK more valuable to them in the next round. Virtus.pro is just so quick into that mid control and to wrap out towards the B site, deal with both of the defenders. So quick and so effective and so efficient as well from Virtus.pro. Again, the variation of this T side to go quickly rather than playing out the defaults again. Now Amanek losing. Jax, 1 versus 3 to try and stay alive, try and do some damage, does at least catch Sanji. But they know if they can take this weapon away, then this will leave nothing for G2 into the next round. Molotovs, Amanek being wrapped in a pond. Shot lands out towards quicker, so it is going to be a little bit of damage being done. VP, expensive round, and they do lose their last. So, bit of a fruitless hunt, but again, they could have afforded it.
Yeah, they can. They've got so much money in the bank. And what I love about that round is just how everyone is on the right page of what they're trying to achieve. Yakinda getting a great shot out from mid to follow up, to look into the mid to A cross, get a second kill as Sanji's coming through from the connector, trying to wrap in mid to B. They've then got players coming up from the B stairs to deal with Nexa just behind Banger. Just so much coordination in that round. And for G2, they've got the AWP saved in for Amanek at least. Other than that, it's Eco Pistols.
That's what VP were trying to put on every single player. The Eagles at a half buy could still be effective. And again, we've seen a couple of great Deagle plays. Not great Deagle rounds, unfortunately. They haven't quite turned into rounds. Damage being done. Molotovs in, and this will be the set piece. Up to the A site. Flashes, Molotovs over, no smokes. AWP just Ferrari beat by Sanji. Drive-by shot. Jax can't do much. Deagle taps a Nico. Nades on towards the side, doing damage to James, Sanji, and Buster. The Buster gets the kill back, doubles up against Hunter. Next up, 1 on 5. Very far away from the site and very far away with a chance.
That's what I love about Sanji, is he's one of those guys that, because he gets put in some of the the horrible roles, the ones where you don't really get to show your star potential, you never really get to see what he's capable of. But in some of these rounds, the entries that he's hitting on these T sides, he is ripping heads.
There's decimation on a whole other level, it feels like. I think Buster just threw away that AWP to ensure that G2 can't get it back either, so smart calls again from VP. Taking away everything they can from the G2 side, and this is starting to look like a very similar start to the way things went down over on Dust 2 and Mirage. Is there a response from G2? Can they start to bring this back to an 8-7 of their own right? Can they make it another 9-6? Is this going to be 11-4, even 12-3 perhaps? A lot of questions to ask, and Virtus.pro, with the confidence that they have, all signs indicate to probably one of those latter options.
And when we look back at G2's game against Sinners, they started on CT side. They got 10 rounds at the half, put themselves in a great position, only then followed up with 1 round on T. Up against Complexity, they got 9 rounds on CT, then went over to their T side, had a little bit more of a better time. So it does show and have that indication that So far in Pro League, the results we've seen on Vertigo for G2 has been some good starts, some great leads on their CT basis. And now I look at this and I think to myself, double digits and 10+ rounds for VP in this first half is very achievable.
Very achievable indeed. They can make it 10-5. I think that might just about be enough. Talked about how VP were looking flat on their CT half of Dust 2. The same thing could be said to G2 right now on their CT half of Vertigo. Rebuys back in for them for now. Amanek naded out. There was a tactical pause involved for VP to make sure they continue the control in against G2. Amanek's AWP perfectly read by VP. Not quite dealt with, not quite dead yet. Trying to go for the wall bangs on Yakinda. Can he catch the angle? He can't really, so he just flashes his way forward. Does force the shot in, so they have the info and now they have mid.
Just forcing Amanek to be slightly further passive. Does want to continue to aggress, looking quite like he wants to take this duel, try and win out opening man advantage. He's got a teammate with him.
On the boost up, Nico deals with Yakinda. Leg shot from Amanek, not quite good enough to deal with Sanji. That HE might do it though, and yes, he's a dead man. Nicely done from the AWP, combining alongside Nico to get a 5v3 for G2 again.
Well read, just to be able to know you got that tag and just throw the HE in, use the utility to your advantage. Amanek has been tagged up. VP have been able to isolate that one pick onto Nico. Jax is still aggressive up at ramp on A.
45 seconds to the clock, G2. Ooh, Jack's about to walk into James. So the two trades have been found by VP, and they've got a relatively open A bomb site as well. Hunter will try to get back here. Molotov's in against him. They're going to try to drive him away. Did he give up information here? Molotov towards Booster, getting back at Sniper's Nest so they can get the bomb down from this. Swing out for James. Slow face. The flick is beautiful.
This has got to be a save, surely. Amanek on 15 points of health. Yeah, they're not interested. Go back over at B. And it seems to be a recurring issue across the series so far. We have had G2 in incredible man advantage situations in which they've just thrown the round away. They've given up duels they're not really supposed to. Unnecessary advantages. They had a 5-on-3 after that aggressive mid play.
That's looking like something that G2 did to VP on Dust 2 as well. Like, you remember how they had their 5-on-3s and 5-on-2s? In fact, the ending round of Dust 2 was a 4v2. A little bit of a taste of their own medicine, a bit of revenge, I guess, for VP. A little bit earlier than they'd like it to be, but it gets them the half at least, and probably goes further than even that tier. 8-3, another awkward economy state for G2. It's going to have to be half by at best. Drop weapons actually coming in. They're going to force the issue.
You're running out of rounds, and knowing your economy, it's not great, but it's still there. You've got to be buying it up. Get Jax on an MP9, get that AWP to continue to find some impact for Amanek, get the rifles to back it up. But for G2, they need rounds. They've got to give themselves some breathing room to go into this second half.
CT is pressing up. We've got one player downstairs. Next up. Nades on for position of Buster. Nexer and Hunter just holding the crossfire. Hoping that VP force forward these smokes, but they're not going to give up the ghost here. They must know that the CTs have aggressed. Are they aware of how far, though?
It's a difficult position to clear. Can't really get the molly in. It's going to have to be a walkthrough, 1-for-1 for Nexa. Hope to just establish that crossfire with Hunter on the site. And VP really slowing down the clock, now starting to make their presence out the ramp.
The AWP shots rang out. I'm not sure who took it. Might have been Jame or Amanek. Probably Jame. Seeing Jack's flashes coming over, still having that lurk back over towards the B site just in case, but they're going to rotate. Try and press forward. Sanji caught looking the wrong way at the wrong time. The perfect timing for Nico. Buster trades back on Nexa though. It's a 4v4.
That's a kill of an over-aggressing player out from the B site. So now it means that for G2, they can focus a little bit more attention out from ramp. They've got two players in on alley.
Kicker trying to look for Amanek. There a flash to assist him. There's a couple on Yakinda and Jame. Will they use it, though, to get him entered into side alley? 25 seconds. VP, if they're going to act, they're going to do it right now. Walks out. They're all stacked onto that alley position. Smoke onto the site. Molotov backed up. Jack's going to start the swing alongside Amanek. Close range from Kicker, gets that kill. AWP responds, 3v3. VP are on the site, smoke back to give a bit of cover, but that might allow the bomb plant to be secured. The incendiary's on, Yekindar core. That might be enough with Nico getting Buster as well. And indeed, it will be enough for G2. A fourth to their board as VP took far too much time.
And they were almost too patient in that situation. Yeah, it does allow Jax to push forward with that SMG, and you catch him off from Kick It. They don't somehow siphon off the AWPer. They put a smoke down. They try and get that bomb plan in. They have that idea that maybe you could peek around it. We've got to keep eyes on the edge of that smoke. Amanek just wins that round from his team as soon as he denies that bomb from going down. Round is done, and for G2, that's their fourth.
A slight bring back of things, but we've seen such awkwardness from G2 over the course of this matchup that you wonder if this is going to be a one and done. Outside of the pistol of conversions, they have been one and done rounds for the CT side. Kicker's one and done out towards ramp, dealt with by Amanek. Trade back on Jax's death, a 4v3 for G2.
Yeah, that wasn't the easiest of kills for the T side at all. They've still left Yekindar out from this alley angle to try and get his way into construction. Make a bit of presence up to ramp, and for G2, maybe this is just the momentum, the slight sort of change of pace and more elevated rounds that we're seeing from them to start stringing them together.
AWP watching past Ali. Amanek again sets on this very awkward angle. Yakinda has a couple of flashes. Oh, Amanek swing in. Chance available for Yakinda, but no. The reactions of the CT AWP have been stellar. 14 frags deep as he picks up another on the VP side.
Yeah, Amanek has been playing at a very high level on Vertigo. James going to try and draw some of this util out to the mid position. The bomb is still out at ramp and looking to commit. Hey, Sanchez actually gets a pick onto Amanek. That allows the bomb to go down.
Not ready for Nico, though. The bomb gets dropped all the same. Quick responses, and James get caught out towards mid, pressing through that smoke, not knowing who was up there. And G2 having a couple of rounds now to bring back against VP. It was looking dire only about 4 or 5 minutes ago, but now this is looking like it could still be a game for the CT side. A rebuy back for VP into round 14 will leave nothing for 15. Nothing but loss bonus.
And we're still seeing some low numbers for the G2 side. Jax low, Nexa low, Hunter the same, Amanek and Nico. It seems like finally Nico's got a little bit more of a partner in the early stages of these maps.
Jax leaning in with his partnership out towards this ramp default. Kicker does catch him though. Kick things off on the right foot. Tagged up to 12 HP. Potential when the trades back at the CT side as Amanek to get the trades together. They'll pass the weapons back and forth, allow the AK to sit on the high HP individual. Kicker just left with the Deagle for now.
Haven't seen a lot of takes over to the B side in a while for VP. They're starting to lean more consistently over to this A side. Nico going very aggressive, looking to get a fight in at ramp.
There's a Yikindar's around here somewhere. Oh, he extends too far. Actually, it was a bait play from the AK. Well done for him. 5-on-3 now for Virtus.pro. Rotations in from Hunter. Going to try and see if he can take Nico's rotation angle. Smokes on the site. Counter smokes back. Molotovs. Try and press the issue. Seeing Sanji. Sprays good for the first. James trades it to a 4v2. Bomb still on the site. VP can pick it up. And G2, they're going to fall back and save for the last of the half.
What I love is how quickly they accelerate the pace. We've seen so many times for VP, they've got a 5-on-3 and they still run down the clock incredibly low. As soon as you get an opportunity like that where Nico extends out from ramp, isn't pre-aiming over to that right-hand side, it's an instant punishment, an easy kill to come through for Yakinda, and they just run up to A. They get those cross smokes. Yes, Sanji gets traded pretty quickly and he's the one to fall, but they open up the A side, and it means that Nexa and Amanek have to hold on to their weapons. That's 9 now for the CIS team.
VP hunting again to take his rifles out of the hands of G2. They're limited on loss bonus here. Amanek caught, Nexa close, Buster pre-fires it. And just like that, VP spring back into life, back into momentum to close out the half at 10-5. G2 know that they've got to force here.
That is such an excellent hunt. Such an excellent, really demoralizing state of the economy, because for G2 you could have had a couple of weapons saved in, and you could have had Amanek dropping, Nexa dropping as well. Instead now you've got a couple of M4s, you've got a couple of MP9s and a FAMAS. Not seeing a kit out for the city side either.
Broken by, to say the least, for G2. Hunter aggressive in towards this mid control. Can Yekindar read him? Incendiary back here. The flash goes over. The player gets back out of dodge.
They're going to group together, and it probably makes a lot of sense for G2 to make an aggressive move when they know they've got a buy like that. And maybe just a walk into mid with a flash over the top is the way in which they do that.
Sanji expects the question, sees Amanek. Amanek wins that fight. That's all important here. An AK for him to work with, and he creeps around the backstab. VP could be in trouble with that play.
It means they've got to get a bit more of a move on this ramp control, because they don't know how quickly can that backstab come through to get us.
Molotov's in. Smoke set for Jax. Yekindar just facing out. Nexa and Jax get caught by Buster and Yekindar. Big frag. Buster's low. 4v3. Nico struggling to get that pick back, but Yekindar's so low at this. HE to the sandbags angle, but he escapes. Counter nade tagged to 11 points of health. Backstab continuing here for Amanek. VP have got to regress to the A side. 30 seconds to get the bomb down.
There's a bit of time wasting going on for VP, and for Nico, he's just not peeking out. They're waiting for a peek to come forward. Buster's going to get caught off. Now they know that Amanek's behind them.
And now VP are forced forward here. AWP of Yekindar. Amanek trying to swing out, sees his man. No one caught the backstab. Nico's at least dealt with 2v2, but Hunter comes up with a frag back, and it's all to James. Such low HP. Good shot back. Hunter staying alive for just a moment. James looking from above the site, sees the headshot, taps forward, gets back out of dodge, knows that the bomb's open for him at ramp, and no kits on the CT side. Time is of the essence for G2. They're leaning in, both watching the same side position. James waiting for him to force forward. Hunter close, gets the headshot and holds the round for G2. An all-important sixth to keep it close. Going into their T half, going into the last half of this best of three as we head to a break and see if VP can hold on. Well, last time we saw 9-6 between VP and G2. G2 were able to spring into life in the second half and gain control of the map. In this case, it would be gain control of the series as well. VP, knowing this fact, maybe relying on the pistol round as they get to their CT side. They can dictate pace, and this match proved that. Can they do it against G2 now?
Nico's going to have a bit of a lurk out to this A side. Oh, by himself, Yukinda! What a shot to start off. And that's the lurk dealt with. Now it's going to be the walk out of mid.
Oh my goodness, that's good. That is good stuff. Reading the tracers, getting the head. James tagged up, but Kiko gets even more picks for his trouble. 2 frags as Jackson next to fall. Hunter next up to the chopping block. Amanek, last man standing, gets 1 frag to get himself back out of dodge. Also follows suit on Kiko as well, but this will be the full-blown 1v5 ace for him without Kevlar, without U2, and even without the bomb.
It has to try and isolate some of these picks, and even for Yukinda, he doesn't know what's going on. If there's a backstab in play, which there is out from that mid position, Amanek has got to be able to try and get himself into the sides.
Pass forward, bullets flying from mid. Yukinda will catch him, get his own 2K. Starting things off stellar, closing out the round, and getting the pistol for VP.
What a first shot coming through from Yukinda. And we know we can make some pretty decent plays on Vertigo. We saw it against Fnatic in IM Summer, some of the big moments that come out from him. And that one right there, it may not have been the biggest, but what a start it was. It gets them up to double digits. G2 just get obliterated by that crossfire. And even Kickit gets 2 kills just on the edge of the smoke out from mid trying to defend.
Eco basis for G2 now to get those guns out early. VP flashed out into the entry, smokes down, but Buster seeing them all coming, gonna call for backup, you must imagine. Sprays a bit awkward, comes up with that 1 pick. Jax can get 2 dinks down against him and get the kill, so 4 versus 3, next player being seen. Nades up, damage done to Nico actually, quite a hefty nade at that, so G2 suppressed and forced back away using all their utility to get up here and only getting so much for it.
And they're hoping that VP start getting a bit hungry, start overextending out from the B stairs. They should know better than that, though. James, just hold back, play the timer, and just don't allow G2 to do any further damage on the clock round.
They keep those weapons in. Any damage at this stage is going to be crucial against the true rifles for G2, so... First fire, Nexa caught with the wall bang, 32 HP. Swings up for both James and Kicker. Can't see the man, can't catch him. I think they must know that he's out in the boost part angle. Yeah, I think James seen him now. Or not, actually. Either way, they're running the clock down here for G2. Burst fire. Nico caught, sprayed up and dead, dropping that bomb. Nexa goes down as well. And yeah, Amanek, no further kills for the T side.
G2, just a bit of a throwaway on the eco. Now they'll be able to get the main rifles in. And this is where they do need to strike relatively quickly. You're down 6 to 11, you're down by 5. You don't have that breathing room to look at this round and say, if we don't win it, okay, 6-13, no problem. We'll come back from there. You've really got to put pressure on from the immediate access. And you start looking at guys across the board and you're looking at Amanek saying, okay, mate, he's having a good map so far. We need something more from you.
They need something more from their other players as well. Amanek definitely is leading the charge. G2 were standing on the shoulders of Nico for the first 2 maps, now standing on the shoulders of Amanek. Nico will lose his life first and foremost. Yukinda starts things off. It's all sorts of bullets flying down range from the CT side. Minimal damage done to VP as G2 lose their first.
Now, Sanji's got to be careful about how far he extends up against the AK, because Hunter just gets away with an easy 4-on-4. Great crosshair placement to work with. G2 still working this ramp default. They've got to lurk out from mid of Jax too.
3 CT still here on the A site with the bomb leaning back around on the rotations here. Only Buster to defend from Scaff, so you must imagine that G2 could probably easily get that bomb plant in, especially if Buster keeps having to deal with Jax here in the mid control.
Yeah, Buster's attention has to be drawn just because he's got to focus on what's happening with the lurk. And for G2, now they can start putting bodies out in B stairs and committing to the B site Xe.
Oh, the rotations have come back into the A site for the CT forces. 4v4. Is it worth a save here? They've been pushed very far out of the site, but Buster getting that kill on Hunter. Maybe it's not. Going to go straight in now for the VP camp. 4-on-3. Advantage CT side.
In the matter, and for VP, that gets him up to 12. Another tactical timeout coming through from the international team.
Pistol and follow-ups won, the first gun round included in that. Yes, heavy casualties for Virtus.pro, but G2 cannot get their start yet. Their second tack taken. I can imagine they might force the buy right here. They have enough money to get a decent investment around it. It won't be amazing. But if they go for it, it could reset VP. No loss bonus, heavy rebuy back at the CT side, and G2 recognize that.
Now, Nico's going to be rocking the body Kevlar to get that AK forward, and just the util standpoint is so minimal. It's going to have to be one of those dry rounds from G2 where they rely on some of the more entering abilities, your Jacks and Hunters up in that ramp position, just to see if they can create a bit of room, open up an opportunity. They did that in the last round with an answer back in the 4-on-4, but just couldn't quite make it. And even onto the B side, it was relatively open. We saw over rotates to A for VP.
We highlight Jackson Hunter trying to play the entries. Jay lands a leg shot on Nico meanwhile. You highlight those two individuals to try and go dry facing, and you can see their kill counts are not up to snuff at this moment. 7 and 8 frags down, 19 rounds deep. Buster, ready for the stack up here, could have sprayed through on 2, gonna try to maintain his life, and Nexa catches a bit of a tag, flash back into the CT side. They need backup to arrive here, and look at the blue dots on that minimap. There's so much for G2 to deal with, and they're completely unaware. Kick out gonna wait. Buster still looking for his way into the site, into position. 8 points of health from him, so he's an easy target, and Jax gets the kill.
And they start falling back, maybe realizing just how many players are up on this B side. Could actually go for a double pump and fake they're moving away.
Incendiary's on, bursts through, Sanji spray, combines with Jame on the Molotov to get credited with the frag at a 4-on-4. G2, 45 seconds, they've got to make their move.
It's almost a triple pump now, isn't it? They've tried it so many times into this B side and haven't quite found the connections to follow up onto those entries. Kicker just jiggle peeking, waiting for that move to come to him at the B stairs, waiting for a sound cue.
And they've used all the utility as well here, G2. Triple pump is only for the sake of the entries and not for accurate to the nature of the utility execution. Kicker catches Jax peeking out at the right time, 20 seconds. Leaning in for a bit more resmoke on the VP. They've still got utility to spare. A last bit just got used as Sanji finds Nico out towards mid. AWP at Jame, hoping for contact, 8 seconds. Time's running short. They do catch Jame off, and Kicker lines them both up. Perfect timing, and G2 were just running out of time itself. 13-6, Virtus.pro. Now they are looking confident in a way they couldn't at the start of the series.
I can just imagine the coach of Datsun over for VP just having the biggest smile on his face after seeing that round. That was played to perfection. Yes, it did draw a lot of utility out. How quick the rotates were. How Buster had so much confidence in his teammates to rotate that he could hide behind default for so long and not even take a peek. That re-smoke comes down with less than 20 seconds on the clock. G2, they're going to start rushing up towards ramp, something a bit quicker.
They have to change the pace here because VP have dictated it. Like you mentioned on the CT side, that's their big strength. G2 with pistols out, not got much to lose at this stage. 3 rounds to go for VP to take the map and the series. Match is over, keeping the T-side players suppressed. Jax gets caught first and foremost. Kicker gonna aggress past these smokes here. Footsteps, Nico not caught by Yakinder. Eventually, he sees his man and doubles up the man advantage. 2 more to fall to Kicker as well, and the pistols are picked apart.
Next up, if he can get a bomb plant, then great, but those smokes are starting to dissipate. And Kicker's now starting to get involved in a couple of these multi-kills, isn't he? Did it out that last round of the B side, now over at A out in alley. 14 on the board for VP. And to think coming into this series, they'd never won a game. Core versus core. 6-0 in maps. Now they've taken that map victory. Now they've at least started the campaign. And now they look to finish it. 2 more rounds to get a 2-1 series and get 2 wins overall in this group.
14-6. Time is running out on G2. Virtus.pro know that, but Nico not looking to go too quietly into that good night. Gets the first frag. Kicker to fall. Nades on position. T-side players trying to force out a kill to open up the VP. Got Sanji to force back, deals with Nico, brings us back to evens.
Nico had no assistance at that current point when that frag came in. They were still trying to rotate to get back out to the forklift, and how quickly Sanji gets out of position and just goes back to fight passively.
Bash is on position. Hunter trying to make his way further forward to this. Jax, Nexa, and Amanek continuing to press the issue. Nades into the CT side, trying to do more damage, but these three individuals become the core of the execution. Meanwhile, the Lurker Hunter might have been enough. Flashbang in, continuously pressing forward to this. Mapping away from position in the 4-on-4 scenario. 30 seconds remaining. Amanek is going to enter onto the site. CT players are here. G2, however, try and deal with them pretty effectively. Amanek comes up with a kill, turns the man advantage to the T-side favor.
James just can't see out anything with the AWP, but now it gets into a bit of a position for VP. They need to frag it quickly. There's a mid-lurk out for the T-side.
Boost up, AWP looks down, range flick's not good. Hunter continues to lurk, gets another kill back in, turns it on for the double, not quite the triple. Jax, the trade back on Yakinda at least, keeps G2 in this 14-7. Virtus.pro not quite allowed to go past the finish line just yet. This one might go on a little bit longer.
And probably the first time that they've been scrambled on that City side for VP. They really thought that it was an A fake. That was an A play. The fake from Hunter draws so much attention over. And for G2, this is just them trying to initiate a comeback again. They were down 6-11 on map 1. They were down 4-12 on map 2. Now they're in a situation again where they're down by 7.
AK is up, Yakinda doing tag damage to Nico. Taps forward to the AK. Backing away, nades on. Nico just pushed back even further. The T-side player is going to reposition and try and find a new way in.
He's having a tough time out at ramp. He's getting 1-for-1 trades, or he's just getting spammed. He's getting double HG'd. He's down to 20 before he's even seen a CT.
A hard time kept together. Ooh. Yakinda. Timing is everything, and Hunter has the better. Pre-aim, the reaction times as well. Frag found to open things up on the T-board. VP have damage at least, but they need to find a kill really in Jame. On the Amanek angle, we did so well with this on the CT half of things, and Jame will do the same. Hunter caught. Buster falls, however, in turn.
They're still getting drawn over the attention. Nexa is holding them to the B side. James is the only player here. He's got another kill onto Nico at least.
Needs backup. He's caught the bomb carrier. He may just do this on his lonesome. 3 frags found. VP now finally on rotate. Amanek picking the bomb back up. Nexa being heard rotating back to his own accord. Amanek extends too far forward, and the bomb gets dropped deeper into CT control. And it looks like Jane was the difference maker. The difference maker between VP and match point. G2 couldn't account for the big green, and it cost them everything.
They knew he was there, though. Why aren't they planning open for the backlines, or at least trying to plant safe, or keeping eyes on that alley position? He found that first kill, followed up onto Nico, denies the bomb from going down. Yeah, they don't have a smoke. They can't use utility to force him away. But you can't be planning open like that. Jame is going to capitalize, and so he did.
Big mistake. Could be match costing. G2 could still go winless. For VP, it's 1 round to make that nightmare a reality. And Nexa has not checked Buster, aggressing. Find the first. Probably spotting Hunter in that gap in a smoke. It's VP now, 4 picks away from the win.
Even a nade onto Amanek's going to do a bit of chip damage. Both players in the smoke. Yakinda catches off Nico. It's a 5-on-3 advantage. Surely this is it now.
G2 to cap off a disaster season, falling apart piece by piece. Hunter holding some semblance of confidence, holding some semblance of a round here for G2. Jax recovers the AK, now trying to play entry, but the CTs know where they are. And the pre-fire, the covering fire of Sanji holds first contact on his B side, flashes into without a peek. Hunter's call, it's all Jax. 1v4, the impossible clutch. The unreal reality, who would have thought it? G2, 16-7, 2-1 down in this series, and completely winless in the group stage of the ESL.